Hey everyone, it's Ayden here, and welcome to my very first ever tier list video. And this is going to be based off of the Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 specials. Now, at the time of this recording, we know more information about Splatoon 3. We know when the release date is, but we don't know much about the specials. We know probably about 4 or 5 of them at this point. So, I'm not going to include the Splatoon 3 ones in this video, but later on down the road, maybe I'll remake this video, do a part 2 of it, and include the Splatoon 3 specials. And full disclaimer before I start, I'm going to remind you, this is my tier list. So some of my takes on the special weapons might not be the same as your takes. And if you're going to be a crybaby in the comments, now to start off, not waste any more of your time, let's get things started. Start off with the Bomb Rush. This isn't Splatoon 2, but it's sub-block. So it doesn't match the weapon, the sub-weapon of the weapon that has this special in Splatoon 2. But in Splatoon 1, the way this works is, so the weapon that had this special, the sub-weapon in the Bomb Rush would match the actual weapon sub-weapon. So if the weapon had Splat Bombs in Bomb Rush, the Bomb Rush would be Splat Bombs. If it had Suction Bombs in Bomb Rush, it would be Suction Bombs. You know, yada yada, you get the point. So I'm gonna go ahead and plop this in there, okay. Now we've got the Bubbler. The Bubbler is, in my opinion, it's OP. It's a full-on shield. Cannot be destroyed. It's like an impenetrable brick wall. It shields you, and if any of your teammates touch it, they get it as well. So I'm going to put it in there, amazing, right there. Now I've got the echolocator. In my opinion, it's kind of useless because you got the point sensor in Splatoon 1 as well. So you can just toss that out to a random area you're trying to go to and see if there's an enemy there. But with the echolocator, you don't want to fully reveal yourself to an area an enemy might be hiding in. You can use this. So it's good for, like, if your team's fully slain, I'd say it's good. Me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and plop this one in. Not my favorite, but they have their pros. Now the Ink Strike. The Ink Strike is basically like the what we saw in the Splatoon 3 trailer, the one we just received from the gods. You can launch it anywhere you want to on the map, even over the enemy spawn bubble, and say you got an enemy trapped in the corner somewhere. You could very well get some good splats with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there, okay. Inkzooka. This is like the Trizooka in Splatoon 3. Fires a large, long tornado-like projectile, and you can rapid fire like pew, 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 pew. So you can get some pretty good splats with this if you know what you're doing, and you can even wreak havoc on the battlefield. So I'm gonna go ahead and plop this one in. They are okay. Killer Whale is literally the Princess Cannon in Splatoon 2 on the MC Princess Diaries Shifty Station. Basically, it's a megaphone that launches a humongous sound wave into that, and it's basically the equivalent of getting your ears blown out, or so loud that the sound waves literally tear your skin apart in a more family-friendly way. So I'm gonna plop this one in. They're okay. The Kraken. This thing was all the rage back in the prime of Splatoon 1. Because no one knew how to counter this. Basically, if your weapon had the Kraken special, you went up to an enemy, they were dead. Nowadays, people know how to counter it, so it's actually quite a hard special to use now. Back in the day, you could just become the Kraken and, yeah, just obliterate everyone. This one's gonna go in my all-time favorite, and that covers the Splatoon 1 specials. So there's my takes on them, and now we're gonna go to the Splatoon 2 specials, which there are like 50,000 of them. I think there's 11 of them, but on this list there's 10 of them because, as I said, the Bomb Rush is in Splatoon 2 as well, and we don't need to rank it twice. So that's us. Now we're on the Splatoon 2 specials. Here's the Baller. The Baller is the equivalent of the Kraken, but more of a nerfed down version of it. So the Kraken, wherever you would go, it would leave a trail of ink. Same with the Baller. But with the Baller, you can't fully attack with it until you decide to blow it up. With the Kraken, you could fully attack with it until the special duration ran out. With the Baller, I'm gonna plop this one in there, amazing. Like it. It was one of my favorite specials back when I first started playing Splatoon 2. It still is to this day, I really do like it. But it definitely has its pros and cons there. Oh yeah, Bomb. Here's probably gonna be the biggest hot take in this video. It sucks. It's trash. From the enemy standpoint. You can't shoot it down unless you group up, or unless your weapon is incredibly strong. It's basically like a Splatoon 1 special in Splatoon 2. I wouldn't mind if it was in Splatoon 1, but due to it being in Splatoon 2, it feels so out of place. So I'm gonna have to put this one in belongs in the landfill. I can already hear all the salty crying and all the salty tears in the comments below. Now I got the Bubble Blower. I almost said Bubbler. but it's not like the bubbler, even though it is a bubble. This is also a bubble, but it's a bubble wand. You blow out up to 3 bubbles. The competitive scene has found a strategy with this that practically makes it OP. I'm gonna plop this one in there, okay? Ink armor, it's almost like the bubbler, but immediately it goes out to your whole team. So your teammates don't have to touch you to get the armor. They just automatically given out. Well, the biggest nerf is that it only nullifies 1 hit. With the bubbler, it nullified all the hits until the special duration ran out, or the special time ran out. So that's a big nerf of that. I'm gonna go and plop this in there, okay? Inkjet. It's loaded with just a jetpack that shoots out big explosive things of ink. That's all that needs to be said. Me personally, I'm gonna go and plop this one in there, okay? The Ink Storm, it's my favorite special, one of my favorite specials, if not my favorite special in Splatoon 2. Me as more of a turf war guy, I like to get the coverage. So you basically throw down an ink capsule, and the area you threw it at, the rain cloud will traverse in that direction. It's good for getting coverage. So I'm gonna plop this one in. They're amazing. Splashdown, here's another hot take. It's not useless. I don't care what anyone says. It is not useless. But it does have its pros and cons. It can be pretty useful even if used correctly. But on the competitive scene, if you don't play a lot of competitive Splatoon, you'd be amazed on how often this gets canceled out of midair, which is why everyone claims it's useless, because all it does is get canceled. Me personally, I like it. I'm gonna plop this in there, okay. Oh lord, I can hear the crying. I can already hear the crying right in the comments. Ooh, Ayden, you are a dummy. You suck. I'm disliking. I'm gonna unsubscribe. Now we get the Stingray, which I wouldn't necessarily compare it to the Killer Whale, though I guess you could if you wanted to. It does shoot out pressurized ink. It can be moved because the ink it shoots out is pretty thin, the array of ink. It can shoot through walls as well. I'm gonna go and put this one in, not my favorite, but they have their pros, as you do have to actually know what you're doing to use it. 10 missiles. The equivalent of the ink strike, so you can actually set the target on certain players. And even if you're playing Rainmaker, you can set the target to be the Rainmaker itself, but overall, it's easily avoidable. So this one's gonna go in not my favorite. Now we got the Ultra Stamp, which is literally a hammer, or a stamp, or whatever you want to call it, and you hammer it down like you're trying to mass hammer in some nails into a steel beam. You know what you're doing, you can splat it, but anything, I guess you could say in its vicinity, is destroyed. If you throw a bomb into it, it's destroyed. If you go into it, you're obviously destroyed. You can even throw it as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in there, okay. And there you go. I can hear a lot of the competitive Splatoon crying down in the comments. So yeah, that's my special weapon tier list. Those are my takes on it. Let me know what your takes are on the special weapons, where you'd place them on the list. And if you like Splatoon content, consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye!